Hello my fellow diamond friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kalikaloo on the internet, and I also go by the name of Kali. I'm happy that you found your way to today's Wip Sip Chat. And if you're new, Wip stands for work in progress. So I'm going to work on this project you see here. And you can work alongside me. Just take out your project, whatever it is you are working on, whatever the art is. It could be I don't know, knitting, it could be diamond painting, whatever it is. Just take out your art and work alongside with me. We're going to go to chat a little bit, so I will tell you a little bit more about what happened my last week and just some things I want to talk to you about, a little bit of rambling, of course. And the sip is very important because we have to stay hydrated. So just go grab something you like to drink. I just poured myself some tea. And you may hear the bip 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 sound you already know in the background, so that's just my tea machine. So you're warned, and we can start with the Wip and Sip and Chat of today. Before I start, I just want to make you aware that I'm going to work on the mystery canvas by Diamond Art Club. It's not the newest one by Abraham Hunter, but it's by Josephine still. So it has been released a little bit a while ago. I have not progressed a lot on it because I'm working on it with someone else, and I try to adapt myself to her progress and her speed, so everything is fine. But I will work on a section of it, so I want to warn you before I start that you may see some little part I've already worked on. If you don't like this, you can always keep on watching the video, but I would advise you not to take a look at the screen. I will try to cover most of it up, but you might see some sections I've already worked on. So this as a fair warning if you don't want to see anything and you want to keep the secret for yourself. What I'm working with today is just like a normal pen from Amazon I bought. I will link it down to you below. I'm not sure that this color is still available at the moment, but they are restocking it quite regularly. Then I have the normal boats that came from DIY Moonshop. I use one of these, and I also use a cover minder from DIY Moonshop. That's the only one I got so far, and I hope I will get some more in future kits, or I will just buy some. So this being said, I will set up everything that I can start working on it, and let's get into it. Okay, so everything is set up in this part. I'm going to work on this section here. It's a very small section, but I think this will be fun because we have some ABs in it, and I hope I will get to do them. How I like to work is I just like to take the color that's predominant, and I like to work on that. Like in this picture, since it's a mystery canvas, it's black and white, so I can't really see the colors. But then I just choose the one that for me makes the most sense to start working on, so which is like the most visible, and I will work on that color first. So I will work on this section here. I like to use the multiplacer for it, and just leaving like one section out because then it will straighten up a little bit more. Like you see, sometimes I don't really look what I'm doing. And I just take out some diamonds, too many diamonds, but that's okay. So I hope, to start it off, I hope you had a really great week. And, ooh, okay, my dog just ate some banana. And since it's a Frenchie, well, that might happen. I don't know if you have a dog, but like my Frenchie, he loves eating, but he can't really eat. So it happens that he just, I don't want to say the word, but yeah, he just throws it all up, I guess. I could say it like this. So yeah, I have to be very careful with what he gets to eat and how he's eating it, because if he eats too quickly, he might throw up as well. So yeah, that's not how I wanted to start this video. Actually, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about my week. So it has been quite an ordinary week. I went to work from Monday to Friday, and nothing special did happen these days. I feel quite tired, like mentally tired at the moment. I don't know why. Um, if it is because of all the situations that changed so much this year at school, or if it's just that, I don't know, if it's the weather, because we went from cold to warm, then we went to cold again, and then to warm again. So I don't know if it's that makes me so tired emotionally, and I don't know. Um, but I try to focus on positive parts. So I know that in 2 weeks we will have holidays again, so I can breathe a little bit. And I'm looking very forward to that moment, because I'm not sure yet. I would love to travel a little bit more. Now, in Europe, or especially in my country and the neighboring countries, most of the restrictions, the severe restrictions, are gone now. So, for example, we don't need to wear a mask anymore anywhere. In school, at the shopping center, at the supermarket, only in public transportation and at hospitals you still need to wear your mask. I'm still not sure if what I should think about that. The first week was really awkward at school because some kids still wear it, some kids don't. And yeah, I did not know what I should do myself, because like most teachers don't wear their mask, for example, anymore, which is totally fine. I mean, that's everyone should be able to choose what they want to do, but I did not have corona yet. So I've been vaccinated, that's fine, but I still don't know how my body will respond to it. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. But in the end, I just decided to, well, have a class where most kids had it a while ago, so a month ago or a little bit more. And I thought that it should be safe to just take it off in that class, and I will put it on if I get a little bit closer to the students, because there are also some students that still wear it. And I open the windows mainly, just to make the air circulate, and yeah, that everyone is as safe as possible, even if they don't wear masks for most of them. And I think it was really awkward the first day to go there, because you have to know that we had to wear the masks for such a long time, and there are still students who have seen me, I guess, one time only without my mask. Because the first day I met them this year in September, I introduced myself and I just showed them my face quickly so that they know who I am and what I look like, actually. But it was still weird for them to see me without a mask, which is okay. I'm also a little bit confused sometimes if I see them, because there are some students who never took it off either, and it was hard. It's funny because I imagined them totally different sometimes, and they actually, yeah, it was quite a surprise to see what they really look like. But yeah, that's that. Let me check quickly if the video is really. Oh, yes, everything's fine. So let's continue with the chatting. Sometimes I get a little bit worried because I know that my phone can be a little bit, sometimes it just deconnects, and I don't really know why that is, but it does that sometimes. So I just checked if everything was still running. What I want to talk to you about is that I talked to you that the holidays will be there soon, and I still don't really know what I will be up to. And that's mainly, I would love to go to the holidays, to go someplace and just relax a little bit and change scenery and everything, discover new things, new places. But at the same time, I also want to work a little bit more on my house. I told you in last July I bought my house, And I started working on the basement bit because that's the only part that I don't like as much. It's an old house, so it has over 100 years now, and the basement is like the only place that they have not renovated before. And I have already painted like the way down to the cellar, like the staircase and everything. I had painted that last summer, and I still have like I don't know, like the walls look old, and I mean it's a basement of course, but I mean I could make it a little bit more pretty, especially because I have a bathroom down there. I don't use it, but many people use it if they come to visit because they don't want to walk up to the main bathroom I usually use with their shoes on, and they don't want to take off their shoes. So I'm fine if they wear their shoes in my kitchen. So that's okay. If you enter my hall and you enter my kitchen with your shoes, that's totally fine. But I would not want them to walk like in my bedroom or stuff with their shoes on. So usually they can have special shoes like inside shoes that I provide for them, but some people just don't want to take off their shoes, which is okay. But so they go downstairs. And the bathroom is okay. It has a toilet in it, a mirror, and a sink and everything. But I would like it to look a little bit more like beautiful, like a real bathroom, a nice one. So I try to redecorate it and to paint the walls again. And I would like to work with a little bit of mosaic. I don't know if you know it. It's like when you put like these little stones individually on the wall to make a picture with it. It's a little bit like diamond painting actually, but they are like blocks. And you have that a lot in countries like Greece or some Arabian countries as well. And I think this looks some Mediterranean countries like Italy and so on. And I think that looks really, really nice. And I would love to do that as well. So that's just an idea I had, something I want to do. And I started working on that this weekend. So actually, I asked my grandpa for help because you might know, I'm not sure if I talked about this before, but my grandpa actually built my mother's complete house from scratch. He knows a lot about these handiworks and crafts and everything. And so whenever I have a question about my house or about something that's related to the house or construction, I go ask him because he knows a lot and he can help me out with it. So I went to him, and initially I just wanted to work on my balcony and stuff because like I wanted to clean it with the water, hydration and everything because like this with machinery, a special machinery that helps it clean with water so that it's clean, and I can just paint it like next week because we will have super weather and it needs to be like dry weather for me to paint it, and because when it rains it will just wash away the whole paint and I need to avoid that. So I cleaned my whole balcony and everything just so that I could paint it next week. So that was my initial plan, but it did not take as long as I thought it would. And this project for my basement, I had it in my mind for a long, long time. So I was like, it's the moment. I'm motivated to do some work at my house. So just let's start it and let's see how it goes. Because of course I could ask some professional to do the job for me. But I really like to work on stuff like this by myself, especially if I get the help from my grandpa or at least his instructions. Because I think there are just some things that are quite nice if you know them for yourself. If you have a problem later on with your house, you can do it by yourself. And you don't need no other person. You don't need no professional. As a woman, you don't need a man. You can just do it by yourself. And that's something I really think is nice. Because Nowadays, it's also super hard. I don't know how it is in your country, but at our place, since Corona happened, like the pandemic happened, we just, even if we have an appointment, they usually don't respect it because they have delays in the material or because so many people were sick and things just don't move on. And that's why actually great. If I think it's helpful if you know some things, if you can do some things by yourself. Sorry, and if you don't need help from someone else just to do it. So I went to my grandpa's place and I told him about my projects, things I wanted to do. And he was like, yeah, of course, let's do it. Let me help you out. So he brought me some tools I needed. And I started to work on the wall. What does this mean? So there's one part that looks really not that nice because I've got some fluorescent on my wall, which is normal here because just in the basement, of course. The rest is all clean and nice. But since these houses, like I told you, are over 100 years old, they were constructed in a different way than modern houses are. So they don't have like this special thing underneath the ground that prevents the water to enter. So I also live near the forest, which does not really help because the whole rain and water from the forest washes down. But which means that my walls in the basement tend to be moist, like not the whole wall, but the part that's closest to the ground, tends to be always a little bit of moist, and this might this push the salt to push through the walls. So there is no mold because like the walls are treated and has been verified and everything. It's been built that there will be no mold, but like the salts will push through. If they get wet, they push through, which is quite normal. You can see that in many houses, but I think it does not look that beautiful. The thing is now that since I would have to change everything that lies underneath the ground, so I had to go to the base of my house if I wanted to change that problem. This can't be done, like without just opening up everything and destroying so many things. This can't be done and this can't be changed, which means that I actually have to work around it. I have to know, and that's also something I knew when I bought my house, because like I told you, my grandpa just lives next to me, a few houses next to me, and he has the same problem. And well, I say problem, it's no real problem. He told me it's okay, don't worry about it, it's normal, it doesn't matter. And yeah, so I just knew that it's okay, I can buy the house, this will be not that bothersome, it will not destroy my house, it's not bad for my health or anything. So I was aware of it, and I just know that it's going to be there, but I can work around it, like I told you guys. So what I want to do, I want to I did open up the walls. I just took off a whole part of what the previous owners had put on these walls, and so I just have the real wall put bare there. It's like I can see the stones now that were used to build this wall. This is not like in the modern constructions where you have some grayish stonish things. These are like real stones, like the big stones you see outside in nature. So it looks quite nice, and in between these stones you have some I don't know it's not real concrete, but it's something like that. Well, because back then they did not use real concrete, so it's something between sand and I don't know what. What we are going to do now, so I put it down bare. It's like just the stones and this type of concrete now that I can see. It looks really rustic, like antique. And I just let it lay there now like this, and I wait for it to dry up a little bit, because If there's no like paint put on it, it can breathe a little bit more easily, and it will dry out. So that's also what happened at my grandpa's place. He opened it up and he put it like bare, and now it's just drying up. It's all dried up. He did that years ago, so I know what it will be like. And the concrete, the kind of concrete that's in there, we will replace it now with real concrete. And then we will brush off like some of the stones, that they look a little more clean and more nice and more shiny. And then I will let it like this rest a little bit, and I will put some product on it so that the salty problem might be resolved a little bit more. And I don't want to put any paint on it or anything on it again, because I want to let it like this so that you can see the stones and it will look rustic and antique like I told you. And that's it mainly. I will keep it like that, and then I will just paint the rest of the wall, because the problem does not appear on the whole wall. It just appears at the base like I told you, because of the redness that comes from the soil. So once I've laid this bare, I will just paint the rest in a pretty color that fits the stones. And I think this will actually look pretty good, because I saw what it looks like at my grandpa's place. Maybe I'll put you in a picture so you can imagine a little bit more what I'm talking about. Sorry, I took a sip of tea. And yeah, then you can see for yourself what it will look like. And I tried this on a little wall right now, because you have to imagine that the problem appears on two of my walls, mainly because these are the main walls of the house. So the problem appears there. And yeah, so if I see that the process goes on quite well, I will continue working or doing the same thing on the other walls as well, because like I told you, I worked on a little part right now. That's not my bathroom yet, but I want to do the same thing with my bathroom. But first I wanted to try it here, because I was not sure, we were not sure, my grandpa and I, what my wall would look like beneath like this thing the other ones put up, the paint and everything. So I had to take this all away first, and with a hammer and stuff, with a measle and hammer, just to see what it really looks like. And now that I know that it looks the same as my grandpa, because both houses were built at the same time, more or less, I feel pretty good that I could do the same with my little bathroom. So I would lay bare one of the walls, and the other wall I would paint as well. And I would like to work a little bit with wood as well, wood panels, to make it look a little bit more pretty. And I want to change the floor as well. So yeah, since I love doing these crafty things, I don't mind working on it myself. And I know this will take some time, because I mainly work on it Saturdays when I'm free, and if the weather is not that beautiful, or I can work on it when I get from work. What have I done? Oh yeah, I can work on it when I'm from work back. And since I don't work like super late, I usually work until 3 or 2 p.m. So when I get back, I still have a lot of time, because at weekdays I can work like until 8 o'clock in the evening. I could work on it. So I'm pretty happy actually with the decision to open up the wall. And that's some project I'm currently working on. It takes a lot of time I don't have for diamond painting. That's why I have not worked on my paintings as quickly as I imagined. But it's also some nice change, I would say. It makes me happy to work on my house and to make it look better. Just because I mean, the basement is not a place I live in. It's just like for my washing machine, and it's for to store things and stuff. But still, I want it to look good because I mean, I want to put some things down, and I don't like spiders, and I like it when everything looks neat, and the rest of my house is very beautiful. So I don't want an ugly cellar. I don't know if that's just vanity or something, but yeah, that's just, I would like it to look beautiful as well. Um, Please let me know if you like working on your houses or your places where you live, or if you like prefer giving like this work to some professional. I mean, I would not do it if I had no knowledge at all, or if I have no person who would instruct me and tell me if that what I'm doing is okay and correct, because I would be too afraid to just destroy things or make things worse. Like when I opened up the wall, my grandpa was there with me, and he told me you can't do much wrong because like there will be no pipes beneath it, there will be no things like electricity or anything. So this is just going to be the wall, and there will be nothing. So I was not afraid of hurting myself or destroying important things. But yeah, otherwise I would not do it, I guess, by myself without having an opinion of some professional at least. Yeah, that was what I was doing, and this took me a few hours yesterday just to open a little part of the wall because it was still very thick actually. And after that, I felt a little bit my arms hurt again because I don't know if I talked about it in my previous video, but for some time I've had a little problem now with my arm. It's not like the muscles, it's more like, I can't really say if tendons, anything. It's coming from inside actually. I had a fever a while ago after getting my vaccine shot, my booster shot. And ever since that moment, my arm just hurts quite a lot sometimes, mostly at night. It's like I have a problem with my tendons, but I never had anything. So like it's an inflammation, but it's weird. Like I can't really pinpoint it. And it's been in the other arm. Then I got my shot, which makes it even more weird for just say it's because of like the shot I got. But it's weird also that it happened right after that fever and everything. Because after the vaccine shot I was really bad. I felt so bad. I've got like things I usually never get anymore, and yeah. Anyway, so I don't know if it's linked to that. I don't know if what's the real reason behind it, but my arm hurt a lot yesterday again, so I could not work on my diamond painting as much as I wanted. I had to make pauses just because I did not want to hurt my arm more by overusing it to diamond paint, because I like to put down a little bit, push in and put some force in my placing sometimes. So I bandaged my arm up, and then I diamond painted for a little bit, an hour or so, with little breaks in it. Yeah, so I like to work on it, and my project for tomorrow is to go get some color with my grandpa and to paint later in the week my balcony and everything, so that it will look fine for the summer, because I also need to buy some furniture to put outside. I want to buy some, I don't know what you call it in English. It's like some sort of sofa for outside. You can just keep it outside and you can swing on it. It's like a swing sofa. You have like something over it, like some protection that protects you from the wind and from the sun, and you can just lay down there, and it's a sofa that swings from right to left. So that's quite nice. I saw that in some boutique, and I will think I will get that one, because I think it will be super cool in summer just to lay down there and read a little bit, or to put my dog in it, read with me, and he can sleep next to me. So yeah, these are my projects for summer. But like I told you, holidays are right around the corner. I'm still undecided if I will go someplace or if I will just, I don't know, work a little bit more in my house. Yeah, so many projects. I hope you have some projects as well for your future, near future. And I would be happy to know what these projects are for you. And yeah, please let me know in your comments down below. I'm not really sure. I think it's time for me to just put a pause to it right now. Maybe I will continue with the video at a later moment. And I have not placed these ABs down. Come, let me place the ABs for you guys. At least you've seen them if you watch it. Usually when I watch Wip Sip Chats, I just listen to them talk. I don't even really watch what they are doing. But so let me continue still a little bit and until I've placed these ABs. And then I will let you go. Just putting down some more drills, getting the ABs done. And then I will pause the video. So, what can I talk to you about more? So, I'm currently, while I work on my diamond paintings, I mostly, I don't know, I listen to audiobooks a lot, and I finished some series I liked a lot. I reread it. It has been filmed a while ago, also on for Netflix. So it's actually a children's book, but I loved it as a kid. And I think I've reread it like 100 times. No, but a lot of times I've reread it. And I've chosen this book as well right now to work on with my class. Just because I liked it as much when I was their age, and also because I think there are some great values in it as well. It's the Baudelaire's, an unfortunate series of events. Maybe you have seen the Netflix series. It came out some time ago, some years ago, 1, 2, 3 years, I guess. It must have been 4 years, maybe even. So it's based on Lemony Snicket's or Daniel Handler's books. It's a series for kids initially, and he has later, it has been filmed with Jim Carrey, but they only filmed they made one movie from the 3 first books, and they changed some things and they dropped some other parts, and I just felt like it was a little bit rushed. It would have been okay if they would have continued afterwards, but there was never a sequel to it. And the thing is that the first books, especially 1, 2, and 3, are quite repetitive because it's the same structure. The kids, well, there are the 3 kids, the Baudelaires, that lived with their parents, and one day they learned that their parents perished in a fire. A lot of the book is about fire and smoke and stuff, on the real way and also in the literary way. And yeah, they learned that their parents perished in fire, and now they are orphans, and they have to go live with the relative that's most closest to their home, which is Count Olaf. And Count Olaf is a very bad man because all he's interested in is their fortune, because they are quite rich. So he wants to get his hands on their fortune, but it's difficult because he has to wait until the oldest of the 3, Violet Baudelaire, is 18. And she's still a kid back then. And so he decides to marry her. So he's always trying to get his hands on the fortune, and he's trying different ways. And after the first thing did not work out, the kids are taken away from him and they are placed at another relative. And this relative just disappeared. Well, he dies. I'm sorry if I spoiled this to you, but it happens quite quickly. So he dies, and Count Olaf appears again, and yeah, so Count Olaf always gets into disguises just to get to children, and somehow the adults never realize that it's him. They never see through his disguise, even though it's quite obvious though. And the Baudelaires are also very intelligent, so they always find a way just to get away from him. And yeah, so what happens in the very first book? So the kids get to the second, their uncle, and they don't stay there because, yeah, like I told you, he dies. And then the kids are again switching, and they get to a new relative. This time it's an aunt, and even that one, just like, she does not die really, but like, or not even sure yet. Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, I don't want they can't stay at her place either. But there's Count Olaf again. He appears in disguise, and no one ever notices it, even though the children already super early notice that it's him. Like, the adults always say, no, that's not him, look, he looks different, even though he just has some disguise. And yeah, so the three first books are about that. Count Olaf just chasing them. They're living at some relative's place. They are great. I mean, the three first books are really great. I like them as well. But it's after that the story moves quite on, and you learn to know that there are other villains, that not everything is white and black. And books play an important role. There are so many art, like, what I like about it, that the author, Daniel Handler, he also plays a role in the book. He's Lemony Snicket, that's its pen name, and he also has a role in the book. Not just as the author, he is the author of the text, of course, but he's also a person in the book. And there's also another story about young Lemony Snicket as well, in 4 plus an extra book series. And so I like the universe of Lemony Snicket a lot, and the Baudelaires. And like the name already says, Baudelaire, so this is a lien to the Baudelaire, like the French poet. And there are so many other like hidden allusions to other authors, and there's Mr. Poe and stuff. So that's quite funny, because if you get older, as a kid, you don't necessarily, if you don't know the classics, you don't know who these people are. You might have heard about them, but when you grow up and you reread the books, there are so many allusions to so many different things. And that's just what makes it so special and so dear to me, because I've reread the books quite a while and quite a lot. And every time I discover new things. Like, there are some secrets, like the secret of the sugar bowl, that's never really directly resolved in the books, but you can guess it. And as a kid, I never understood the ending quite well. But as I grew older, I mean, I understood the ending. And there's so many things that are just left unsaid. And that was what I hated as a kid. When I finished the series, the 13th book, the end, when I finished it, I felt so sad, because there were so many open endings, so many secrets, or so many things that had not been resolved. And I felt like, why just end the story. I mean, how do you want me to go on and see something else and get to another book? And I read 13 books, and there's some big secrets that have never been resolved. And yeah, I know that when they redid the series on Netflix, they changed a few things. So they added a few things with the author's accord to it, with his acceptance. They just changed some things. And I know that some secrets are resolved. Some are not, but some are. So this gave me a little bit of closure. And what I liked about the series as well, comparison to the movie, it's that they actually took the time with it. So it's not just one movie that shows the 3 first books. Like, it's one episode of about 40 minutes that shows like half of one book. So there are 26 episodes in total. Every book is divided in 2 episodes of 45 more or less minutes. Which means that they actually accepted the plot and they show everything, and that's what I like about it, because there were no cards and it just represents the book. It's the way it is, and no cards, no nothing. It's just like, I really enjoyed it. The only thing I was a little bit skeptical about is the choice of Count Olaf. He's played by I forgot his name. Like, it's the really famous actor who played also Barney in How I Met Your Mother. And that's the only thing I'm not so sure about, because I like the other actors they chose for the different representations of the persons, but I'm not so sure about him. It's just, I don't know. I like Jim Carrey in his role, but Jim Carrey has like this, he's funny, but he can also have like this other side, like he can be a little bit scary. And I think Neil Patrick's, isn't it? I think that's his name. Well, I did not think that he incorporated it as well. But that's just my personal opinion. Again, maybe you think he did great. In the end, I really, really loved the series. And I think I will rewatch it. Like I said, I ordered this book and I will read it with my class. And I think I will show them the episodes, at least the 2 first, so that they have an idea. They can compare the book actually to the series on Netflix, and since many of them have Netflix, I think that this might just push them also to watch the rest of it, maybe. And yeah, if they watch it in French, I'm happy. So they did something for their education as well. They discovered new things, and this makes me happy. So that's the idea I had. Maybe I will show them the movie, but with Jim Carrey, but I'm not sure yet, because like they showed the rest of the series a little bit more, but like I said, there's just like huge chunks of it that are missing. So I'm not sure yet if I want to do that or not. Anyway, did you watch it already? Do you know that kind of book? Do you know the series? Have you read it yourself? I'm always looking for new books, like new series I can watch. And if you have something nice you could tell me to watch or to listen to, an audiobook is fine as well. Please let me know in the comments. Like I said, I really like to listen to audiobooks, any kind actually, but I really prefer some fantasy stuff or young adult books or stuff like that, but it can also be a biography or anything you want to suggest to me, so I can take a look at it and maybe I will find something that interests me as well. Yeah, mainly I read a long time some French literature classics, but in the last time I have not done that as much, so maybe I will get to that too. Anyway, just let me know in the comments. I finished with this part. I've put down some more drills and I've finished, and I've put the ABs down, the white ones and the yellow ones. I hope you enjoyed today's ramble. I know I talked a lot about like books and I talked a lot about my house. Not sure if that interested anyone, but I hope anyway you had a great time. I hope you worked on your project and you've got some parts finished. And I wish you a very nice week. Please stay healthy, stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!